We have a lot more we could talk about as a panel, and I feel like we do want to, as we set up, to have time for the meet and greet. So I wanted to kind of go down the line with each of you to just take a minute to any final thoughts or words of inspiration to new musicians coming up, or parents that can pass on the information to the communities, their kids, and so forth. So I'll start with you, John, and we'll go down the line.
Just go for it. You do you.
I think mainly just working hard, believing in yourself, find mentors, a couple mentors to help you, along, whether it's, other parents of musicians, friends, people like that, and then be willing to take advice from people. Just be willing to, take criticism, just constructive criticism to, help you get better, and
I think you should just play as much as you can. Just do as much as you can. Go to open mics, play in your garage, and there's a lot of other options that I cannot think of right now. But you know what I mean. And also another big one I feel like is just being a very genuine and kind person in those interactions. And first of all, because people remember that, and second of all, because it's just a good thing to do, to be a good person. But what you guys all are, I know. But yeah, and also just helping other people, and that comes, I don't know, when you help people, they help you, and plus you become better yourself when you help others do what they want to do too. I don't know, that's how this all works. I don't know. Just go for it, I guess.
Music's kind of a wacky thing, right? It's so tied to the emotional state of the person doing it. It's really easy for people to start to measure their self-worth by their abilities as a musician, especially for young people or people like the tunnel vision I was talking about. If you're the parent of a musician, it's really important to encourage them and build them, and then at some point let them develop themselves. I mean, the greatest development of myself as a musician was basically by myself traveling with my guitar. And I learned so much from so many different people. You give a foundation and it has to be understood. Music, everyone should have access to the education, but it's not for everyone. You don't have to do it. You just have to give them access and do what you can to support them. But as someone becomes an adult, you have to be willing to allow them to go and explore. Maybe they're not going to go to school for music. Maybe they're going to start working and understand how tough it can be to pay your bills and try to make it on your own, and grow from that, get work ethic. I mean, I didn't have huge support growing up, and I sort of learned how to work and how to make things, how to make it happen. And allowing a person to develop is the most important part. That's it. Yeah?
As parents of musicians, I kind of feel it this way. It's hard to be critical of your child. I'm a mom, I get it. Every, coloring page is the most magnificent thing I've ever seen. But the music industry is hard, and it's harsh, and it's critical, and it's beautiful. But you don't want to surround your kid or your family with yes men. You don't want everybody to tell your musically inclined child that they're amazing all the time. That is damaging, and you cannot grow as a musician if that's what you want to be. If you want to be the person who plays in the church band on the weekends and the family parties, then that's a completely different avenue than being a professional musician or trying to make a life in the arts. And that takes critique. So I would say, be honest with your children. Music doesn't have to be perfect, but there is, you know, an element of perfection that people should strive for. You don't ever have to hit that mark, but allow critical opinions to come through. Don't shield your musical child from hearing those things. You know, every song is a shot in the basket. If that shot doesn't make it, the next one could. So continuously having a shot is a much better thing than banking on one chance because you're afraid of what comes next. Let in the critique, let in, you know, be as educated as you can in the industry, buy books, read articles, go to panels. You know, CU Boulder has an amazing music program that's open to the public, and they do events all the time where you can ask questions to record labels, you can ask questions to producers. Really educate yourself so that you can protect your child, but also help them grow too. So, you know, if somebody says you're amazing all the time, I would be leery. That's my advice.
Really appreciate everybody being here today. We will have a meet and greet. Jonna, Oscar, Maya, Emma Marie, John B. Let's have a